What is going on YouTube? Hayden back making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's video, we'll be looking at Litecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum, as well as Stellar Lumens to Bitcoin. As always, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, turn on post notification, leave a giant thumbs up if you like this content and the video. Otherwise, let's jump into today's episode. So we're going to be looking at a couple of things. Obviously, as you read in the title, we are going to be looking at bullish breakouts within Litecoin and Bitcoin, a bigger uptrend in the sort. And then we're going to be looking at Bitcoin Cash's upcoming hard fork. So a bunch of stuff that is quite important. Do recommend looking through the whole video, watching it to the end. But otherwise, let's jump on and move on with today's episode. So we're on the coin market cap. As you guys can see, we are increasing in all aspects except for Bitcoin dominance, which is okay. Bitcoin dominance is 51.6. That doesn't mean the price of Bitcoin is dropping. That just means altcoins are moving up at a higher rate than other cryptocurrencies. We have a market cap of 219.8 billion. We have a 24-hour volume of 15.6 billion or 15.7. So we're seeing the market cap at 219.8, which is slightly higher than yesterday's. So we are seeing more money move into exchanges, which is good. We then see 24-hour volume of 15.7 billion, so that is also very nice. We're seeing a higher volume, which could be detrimental in a bear market, but in this upcoming bullish, potentially out of that accumulation zone like we made in yesterday's video, we're moving on into bigger and higher things, and that volume is definitely going to help the market. Scrolling down into the top 10 cryptos, as you guys can see, we have Bitcoin up 1.4%, and it's finally up above $6,500, which is very good. Bitcoin Cash up 1.1 at 621. We will be talking about that in a minute. XRP at 0.53. And then Litecoin at 54.20, down 1.6%. Otherwise, the market does seem fairly okay. Only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of the 10 top 10 cryptos are in red, but the other ones, aren't doing that hot either. We're really just seeing a consolidation, which is necessary because if you guys remember in yesterday's video, we saw a very climactic uptrend. So the fact that we're stabilizing, trading out sideways is definitely a good thing. You can see the volume made us move up in most of these coins fairly nicely. They're all seemingly moving up. Otherwise, market seems to be okay. A lot of consolidation, a lot of green, some red, but the green is not holding super strong. We're not seeing double digits, 5-6%, and then we have Mixin up 12% almost, and the coins that are down are only down by like 1 or 2%, so nothing that I would be too worried about. Now, I did want to talk really quick about the coin Bitcoin Cash and its upcoming hard fork. I know a lot of you guys weren't aware, I think, of the Bitcoin Cash hard fork, and I did want to raise that to your attention because it is news and I would like to report on that. As I scroll down, it says 6 of the top 10 crypto exchanges in Bitcoin Cash trading volume have announced plans to support the cryptocurrency upcoming hard fork November 15. So basically what this means for you all is that when we do have the hard fork and you do have Bitcoin Cash on these certain exchanges, you should be receiving extra coinage or just a split in the coins. You should be seeing some sort of increase in your portfolio. And it should explain that later on in this article, but we'll find out. So it says Bitcoin Cash's roadmap includes upgrades to its core code every 6 months, but disagreement over some changes to the network have raised the specter. The two distinct branches of the crypto could take shape given the two implementations, Bitcoin ABC and SV. So let's just move on into a more important thing. It says Coinbase was more reserved, saying it will support the current roadmap, but it added, in the unlikely event that multiple viable chains persist after the fork, Coinbase will ensure that customers have access to their funds on each chain. So they are prepping themselves, and there are a list of the exchanges that will be adding this. It says, in preparation for the event, most exchanges have said they will suspend Bitcoin Cash withdrawals and deposits soon before the fork to ensure consumer funds are not at risk due to instability of the post-fork network. So basically, these funds will lock up these coins. So don't be worried later on when we see the hard fork if your money, is frozen. So if any of you guys own Bitcoin Cash, this is definitely something to be aware of if it's in your portfolio. So don't think you're getting hacked or anything like that. This is basically what's going on, especially if you have money on these exchanges. So it says right here, users should take care not to deposit BCH during this period in such cases, just as a precaution. So don't be withdrawing or depositing money while this is happening. So it says it's worth noting that BitMEX recently launched a fork monitor for Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash. The Bitcoin Cash hard fork is set to occur at November 15th at 17 UTC. The current status of the top 10 Bitcoin Cash markets on CoinMarketCap regarding the hard fork at this time. So November 15th, write the date down. November 15th is when this hard fork should be predicted to happen at 17 UTC, whatever that is, Eastern Standard Time or Pacific Time. I'm not sure. You can easily translate that. But that's when the fork is happening. So if you're going to buy Bitcoin Cash on that date, remember that. Don't do it. And then if you have money in exchanges, just let it rock. You know, don't move it. Don't send it to a different account. Just keep it in that account, and those exchanges will protect you on that. And the exchanges that will be hosting it, as you guys can see, OKEX, support confirmed, Bit4X, Binance, Huobi, Upbit, Coinbase Pro, Bitbank, and CoinSuper. I'm going to go off on a limb and say most people are using Coinbase Pro. I am using Coinbase Pro. And it is the support is confirmed. So whatever money you have, just be careful. Hold on to that. And those are for the exchanges. As for wallet, it says Ledger, the review is confirmed. So it's not the support isn't confirmed yet, but they are looking at it and they didn't say they aren't, unlike these other exchanges like HitBTC and GDAC. So do be aware of the exchange that is going to happen. Sorry, the fork. It is happening on certain exchanges. Be aware of that. It is very possible that you could get confused during that time period. So hold out on buying or selling, and then just leave it in your wallet and just write the date down so you guys are all aware. But moving on to Litecoin and Bitcoin, as I stated in the title, is a new wave moving us up higher. So we're looking at Litecoin, and as you guys can see, we're looking at Bitcoin too. Bitcoin is making huge leaps and bounds, and we will be discussing that in 1 second. But as for Bitcoin, as for Litecoin seems to be trading fairly well on its 4-hour chart right here. As you guys can see, we were, in an oversold market. An overbought market right up here at around 56.28. Interesting enough, we actually managed to go higher than our previous high, which was like 55.88. This is 56.88, almost $1 higher. As you guys can see, a support was drawn in. We do have an uptrend holding this fairly well. And a correction was needed, a slight correction. So yeah, that is why we're seeing that pullback down. We were overbought, so you can see that's why we're seeing that dip. You can see we're kind of trading out sideways now, moving outwards. You can see we are at around 55, so plenty of more time we can move downwards, but I don't think we are going to. I think we're going to trade out sideways, potentially move back to around 53.11. Basically retest this support and then continue to move up. So I'm actually going to draw this up ever so slightly to better all of us. You can see now that there is some sort of ascending triangle uptrend forming right now. You can see 55 being an area of resistance, and we do have the ascending triangle, so that is also helpful. So I do think we're going to be moving up. We are setting higher lows, and we aren't setting lower highs at the moment. We are breaking previous highs. So things seem to be doing fairly well. We're much higher than our high-low MMA. We have finally broken through that. So things are definitely looking quite promising. So if you guys bought at levels like here, I'd still recommend holding on to it and riding this wave out because it is not over yet. Moving on to Bitcoin, though, Bitcoin does seem to be making some promising moves right now. So there is some sort of uptrend I do want to draw on really quick for you guys. You can see there's one sort of right here. Let's see, how do I want to draw this? It's a very, very, very steep uptrend. I actually think I'm just going to delete it because I don't think it's that necessary at the current moment. As you guys have seen in the past, there was some sort of uptrend that we were facing right here. We broke bearish from that, fell. I think my lines got changed a little bit ago due to the fact that I had to reset my Google Chrome. So I think it messed up the Bitcoin line that I had forming. Let's just check this out super quick. If not, everything should be A-okay. No, things seem to be still okay. So this is the lines that I had drawn on. You can see what I'm referring to. You can see, like I said in the past, this was the downtrend, the bearish market. Now that was the accumulation, and now it seems like we're moving up. It looks like we're trying to break you know, that 74.75, basically retesting our high-low MMA. You can see what I'm referring to is the fact that on the weekly, we're trapped now in between the green and red band, our high-low MMA. You can see we're looking beautiful on the RSI at around 45. So we're going to just trading in between here. You can see our previous low is as low as like 6,000, and we're currently at like $6,500. So we are moving up relatively quick and quite nicely. We're trading out of the downtrend, and we're really looking for that movement back upwards to, you know, the upside $8,600, $8,700 fairly quick. Moving back down into the 4 hour, this might mess things up, but let's just zoom back in. There's a few things I want to discuss. So here we go. Should be a little bit better. As you guys can see on the 4 hour, we are having a bit of an issue right now. So we are setting higher lows. We managed to break this resistance. So that was another thing I was talking about in yesterday's video. We have this uptrend forming right here that we were using as support. Eventually broke bearish from that. You can see we have finally broke bullish and went above. You can see it where this white band is. That is our resistance currently. But you can see we broke bullish, you know, above our ascending triangle. We're back inside of it. And I think we're truly just going to consolidate out further. Let me just finish that. You know, consolidate out further in between here, you know, retest the 6,500, and then we could potentially bounce up even higher. We are looking for some sort of pullback, though, due to the fact that we are almost in overbought territory. We just got back out of it, only 4 hour for Bitcoin, but a slight pullback, even if it's to $6,460, is not too bad, you know, just moving us out down here. Trading in between here and then potentially breaking up and moving, you know, up to $6,800, if not $7,000. But things are looking fairly nice if you ask me. Lastly, let's check out Ethereum before we end with stellar lumens. Ethereum's looking fairly well too. You can see it is taking quite advantage of its uptrend. You can see it broke bullish from here, shot upwards. And what's interesting to note is when we were at, you know, $210, $211, we were extremely overbought. We were trading at 85 on the relative strength index. We're now at a price level of 216. So from 210 all the way to 216, we're currently lower than we were before. So now we're at 64 on the relative strength index instead of 85. So the price is higher up, but the RSI is lower. So that's a cool tip to use and anticipate that even if we do go lower, just a slight retracement can help us get back into more neutral levels and allow us to move higher up. So that's pretty much what we're, you know, seeing right now. So that definitely looks good on Ethereum's part. I think it does need to consolidate out ever so slightly. We need this high-low MMA to start moving back up. So as long as we trade out sideways and catch up with our high-low MMA, we'll be allowed to move up higher. Lastly, XLM, because I do remember a few of you guys were commenting that for me to look at it. So we're looking at XLM on the daily. You can see it did just retest overbought. On its daily charts, you can see it just tipped it. That is why we're pulling back right now. Nothing too bad. But if you guys notice, there is some sort of uptrend that is forming right here. Hopefully you guys were aware of that for all those who wanted me to comment on it. So it seems to me like there is some sort of resistance right here on Bitcoin. I am looking at Stellar to Bitcoin, so I don't know the exact numbers. It would be 0.0004114. I know it's not USD, so it makes it a little more difficult. But an ascending triangle is forming. You can see the resistance. This is now 1, 2, 3, 4 times where it's battled this level right here for resistance. So an uptrend is definitely in play. This is the resistance. We're most likely going to pull back down, bounce off this white band, if not the yellow band, move up one more time, and then have some sort of breakout happen, whether that is a bullish one or a bearish one. We'll have to figure out. The fact that we're above our high-low MMA and the fact that we are trading quite high in the RSI gives me some sort of doubt that we will manage to break bullish from this, but it's definitely very possible. We're just going to truly have to see where it closes off at, because it could potentially break bullish. Actually, we just have to see how this consolidates out, and then we'll pass judgment on that. But otherwise, that's going to sum up the episode for today, guys. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's episode. Peace.